Hey up, Sofa Squad, and welcome to On the Sofa, number 59. And we've got a lot to talk about.
Yes, the fuck we do.
Yeah, it's been a crazy 24 hours.
Yes, the fuck it has.
It's before it gets washed over. Boris Johnson literally didn't he say there'll be blood on your hands or some wannabe Shakespearean quote or something?
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
Will
love
K.
you.
Burley thinks you're beautiful.
I love you, Kay Burley.
Yes, he said, I've got the quote here actually.
Of
He
course you
said,
do.
"You'll have to dip your hands in blood to get rid of me."
Ah.
Oh, okay.
Seems
So,
awful.
so it's like that. Okay, Mr. Johnson.
Got a little biblical there.
Yeah.
Biblical
think-
fuck boy.
I think he's alluding to Macbeth or something like that.
He's probably gonna try to incite some sort of January 6th shit.
No, he's he technically is still there. He's still the
Yes.
PM. He's just a lame duck prime minister.
Yeah.
Emphasis on lame.
He's lame dick prime minister. Perhaps.
Lame dick. No, limp dick. It's limp dick. Come on.
Could you imagine?
If we're gonna make dick jokes, we need to do it right.
This is the
Oh,
equivalent of being fired and still having to work the job. I would be showing up smoking a cigarette in the hallway, wearing a robe. Like I would have.
If only I
visibly
had had
quit.
that privilege working in hospitality. Unfortunately, in hotels, at least 100% non-smoking properties, the smoke detectors are designed to be so fucking sensitive that cigarette smoke will set the shit off.
But
I mean, I didn't give a fuck. There was shit I stopped doing once I gave my notice at Hampton. I didn't give a shit anymore. And then finally, the day I got my car towed out of their lot, I said to the AGM, and she was pulling up, "By the way, Kim, I'm not coming back. Deuces." No, because you know what? They treated me like dog shit over there. I was a damn good employee. I gave them more notice than they needed. I was working 2 jobs full time to the point Matt was fucking bitching at me like, "You're fucking overworking yourself. You're gonna make yourself sick or something." I was like, okay, but like, but y'all know I'm a workaholic.
Yes.
But now I'm just at Days Inn full time, so this is my first rodeo with Wyndham. And it's my day off, so I'm getting drunk.
I found the quote. It's from The Art of Midlothian.
Ah.
Which is
Go ahead.
I've ever read.
Shut up, Matt.
I have no idea. I've never even heard of that book, I don't think.
No, I haven't. Oh, I thought you were going to read the quote to us and give us some context.
You shall swear to do my best.
Already slacking.
Yeah, I'm
So
gonna have
is
to read
Matt
the book.
as someone who's uninitiated in fancy accent island over there, is Matt Hancock technically the PM?
No, it's not Matt Hancock.
But wasn't he? Oh, I'm sorry, Dominic Raab.
Dominic Raab, yeah.
They weirdly look alike.
Yes, they do a bit.
Good job. You made Matt laugh at that fancy accent island thing.
But he is the deputy prime minister. But technically,
I don't even like him.
Boris Johnson is still the prime minister. He's going to be what they call a caretaker prime minister.
You can't even do Matt. Shut up.
He is no Matt Smith. Every time I hear caretaker, it makes me angry. He is no Doctor Who. No, you are not Doctor Who. Matt Smith was an amazing
Doctor Who.
Matt Smith was an amazing caretaker. You should watch the episode. It made me cry. Great Doctor Who Christmas episode.
Never seen Doctor Who.
No.
I'm gonna stop acting surprised when you say things like that.
There's no point. There's no point. Like, everybody knows I've lived under a rock. But Matt yells at me all the time. What do you mean you've never seen this? What do you mean you've never seen it?
I've never watched it, but that's just not my thing.
Oh, okay. But
not everybody's into the wibbly wobbly, timey wimey bullshit.
Well, the robot that looks like overchromed Hoover kind of threw it for me.
Oh my god.
But he essentially is still the prime minister. He's going to be prime minister perhaps until October, because that is probably how long it's going to take. For the process of electing a new leader. So he's probably going to stay prime minister until the autumn, and until the Conservative conference.
Does he get to live in the house?
Yes, he does. But Pete, some people are saying that no, you can't leave him as prime minister any longer, because it will do too much damage.
And are they wrong?
But isn't that the whole point of Dominic Raab? You should just shave your hair because your hairline is making me want to cry. Isn't there like no? As a bald person, like I was balding, and one day I had to make a decision. That, all right, time to man up. No, but technically, isn't he supposed to be prime minister? I don't know. Isn't assistant coach becomes the coach, vice president becomes the president?
It doesn't.
Yeah, didn't I ask this question whether or not there's some sort of legislated line of succession there?
Yes, I think he did, but I don't think.
And I'm pretty sure the answer was no.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work that way.
Well, if your prime minister was assassinated, I'm sure you don't just go without for however long it takes. So there's got to be some, if not a sense to prime minister, just somebody who takes over that role until whatever.
Yeah, well, what they're hoping to do is, actually, before I go on, one of our previous prime ministers, John Major, who took over from Margaret Thatcher, he has intervened. He wrote a letter to the chairman of the 1922 committee, warning him not to keep Boris Johnson in as prime minister, because it will be too damaging to. I think he said it would be too damaging to the reputation of the Conservative Party. Words to that effect. But so for John Major to intervene like this, it's quite it's serious.
And if you know who John Majors is, welcome to your 40s.
Okay,
I remember.
Safely say I have not yet left my 20s.
Welcome to your 40s. And Nerdy Rodent, good to see you. And Fightful always wins.
And if you figured out where this salute came from, you're also in your 40s.
I'm just gonna smile and be glad I don't.
You will have no idea where that came from.
Activate the Queen.
Can't she come in, and I think I asked this 2 weeks ago. Can't she come in and slap people and be like, do something?
Yeah, Queen.
I'm pretty sure she's only a figurehead. I don't think she has.
She's got some parliamentary fuck you.
We call those dossers. She gets rich off everybody else.
Thing is, if the Conservative Party they are for the monarchy. They don't want to get rid of the monarchy. They're loyal to the monarchy. But I can assure you, if the Queen was to intervene and start
on this TV, let me grab my alcohol. Fuck your Pearl Harbor.
If the Queen was to intervene and start, getting involved in politics, you can guarantee they'll suddenly become anti-royal. They'll start making moves, putting forward legislation to abolish the monarchy. It'll be the work of a moment to put legislation together to abolish the royal family. Believe me. Sienese is absolutely right. She's right. She's just a figurehead. She doesn't really have any real power.
Oh, boy, I was right.
So Prince Charles couldn't walk in and surprise. You guys are all
surprise, motherfucker.
Are you kidding me? If my mom was the queen, I would walk in places and they'd be like, "Do you have a ticket, sir?" I'd be like, "Do I need a ticket? Do I look at my face?"
Doesn't she have like a tie-breaking vote in the Canadian Parliament, though? I mean, she's got some parliamentary power somewhere.
My boyfriend
might be Canada.
They salute everywhere up to.
It might be. I don't know. But she certainly doesn't have any authority over the British Parliament. She doesn't have any power to make or change any laws or to put in a new prime minister in place. Not really. She just has to go along with whatever is.
We've got this metric to talk about though. Like, let's get to the articles, fam.
No, but Nerdy wrote in before we get to the articles. I just talk funny, but Mary Poppins was the first Time Lord I ever met.
Oh my god!
So I love Dick Van Dyke.
Listen, Dick Van Dyke is that dude, and he needs to. He's still alive, right?
Just.
I think so.
Okay, because
I think it's 99 years old or something like that.
Okay, Dick Van Dyke. I mean, the whole fucking world's gonna be devastated when he dies. But I've decided Carol Burnett is not allowed to die yet.
Oh, don't do that to her. No, because when Betty White died, I cried, and I'm like, why am I?
No, same. I was literally driving to work, and I got the text that Betty White was dead. I almost crashed my car.
I know, but we need his birthday party.
We need to stop deifying people. It's really funny.
Yeah.
Like my
I'm
grandmother.
not deifying anybody. I'm just saying, like, we need to keep some nostalgia with us. Our fucking good feelings, our good vibes depend on it.
Betty is the greatest dirty old woman that ever lived.
But yes. I think all of this was triggered by the Chris Pincher affair. If you remember, Will, we were talking about this last week. It was hot off the press, and it wasn't, certain what he had done at that stage. Just that he got very, very drunk and embarrassed himself and others. But we found out later on.
People do that while drunk. I do that while drunk. I'm probably going to do that tonight.
Yeah, but if you did that drunk at your job, you'd be fired.
But
I did get fired from a winery for getting drunk on the job.
It came out later on that he groped a couple of people.
Of course he did.
He
Tories keep their hands off other people's tits. What the fuck?
Well,
can we just change them to fucking titty grabbing Tories? Can we change it to that instead of Tory twats at this point? What the fuck?
They can't
keep their fucking hands off other people's private areas.
Well, first off, he gets 10 points for not falling in love with an inanimate object like a tractor. At least he was groping people.
What the fuck?
Step up.
Okay, size queen.
It was men he was groping this time. They were being groped this time. And but it can't
just throw up and come back.
So I said this in the group. I really appreciate a good reach around, but ask first. Just ask first. I'm probably gonna say yeah. I'm probably okay.
Yeah.
See, I don't have that good fortune. I ask and I get told no.
It's all good.
I'm very blatant about it. I'm just like I will literally look at Matt and be like, "Yo, can I suck your dick?"
Pincher was gross though, so I probably would have turned Pincher down. I probably would have been like, "Get your wasted arse out of here," But I want to know in all sincerity, would it have been more of a scandal if he was groping women?
Probably. Because apparently this has happened before. And
really, and are we shocked?
No, and Boris Johnson was new. He was complicit.
Apparently he denied he denied that he knew about it, and then he had to admit that he did know about it.
Put the alcohol here.
But he just forgot about it, and he lied. Then he lied about lying. Then he lied about lying about lying about.
And are we surprised?
And
Chris Pincher, he knew that Pincher was a butt grabber. Okay, And am I wrong?
Oh my god, nerdy! Shut the fuck up.
When he was under Boris Johnson's staff when he was mayor of London, right?
Yeah.
So
I'm
he
locking the
gave
fucking
him,
door, you ass.
knowing that he was 1950s grabby, he gave him a job in an even higher position.
Yeah.
That needs inquiry. Like, hey, guy, you know this guy's a liability. Why would you do that? That's why you should never hire your friends.
Yeah, no shit.
You love them. If you love them, don't hire them.
Oh, there it is. The comment.
Nerdy Rodent said, "Pincher by name, pincher by nature." This is something that apparently Boris Johnson said about him. I think this is a case of what is it called?
Am I gonna end up finishing this bottle before we even get to the first article?
We're
playing the game today.
I thought we'd do something a bit different. I'm not going to bring the articles up on the screen.
Ooh.
I'm going to try and do it that way. I've got them on my computer, but I thought I just won't put them up on the screen, and we'll just chat about them.
Awesome.
But anyway, apparently, I think this is what is known as nominal determinism, where it's that's the technical term for so and so by name, so and so by nature, but Nerdy goes on to say, let's just be honest here. If Pincher had been a woman, Boris would have got her pregnant. And
well, we
I'm
had
gonna
that.
end up finishing this bottle.
We saw that proof when his wife walked out with their child. And you know what? I can't talk too much trash because I used to work with my ex-wife. I met her on the job, and I was in a serious position of power.
Matt!
I learned that lesson, though. I won't repeat the lesson, though. I won't pull a Boris Johnson.
Here, take a fucking pee.
Not playing.
Yo, I will shove my foot so far up your ass you'll be licking my toes. Boy!
Right.
I'm gonna kill that man.
Artemis is looking for a map to see how that's physically possible.
But
my dad would pass along my system, and he's annoyed enough. Believe me, the adrenaline will make it happen. Matt!
My dad would say things like that. He'd be like, "Man, I'll slap you into Tuesday," and then I would say, like, "Time travel is not possible," and he's like, "You want to find out?"
Yeah. Oh dear. But
I promise we actually have a relatively normal and functional relationship.
Yeah.
Just sometimes he's annoying.
Hey, watch me pee.
Nobody saw you pee, Matt.
I know, it's so small.
Here. You're awful. Stop it.
Here.
Why are you like this?
Here.
Matthew.
But
Matthew.
Anyway, apparently, on a serious note, apparently one young man apparently complained about Chris Pincher groping him, and to the chief whip, one of the chief whips, and apparently she said to him, she asked him if he was gay, and he said yes, and then she said to him that could complicate things.
Okay, that makes me so angry. I'm gonna put my joint out for a second.
Oh my god! Oh, now we know Will's mad.
Just because he's gay doesn't mean that you can grab his ass. That's like a woman walking around with her. That's like someone grabbing Nancy Pelosi's giant, voluptuous breasts just because she showed up. Have you seen that picture? Have you seen that picture?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Hey, I'm in my 40s.
His direction.
Hey, Nancy, if you're looking for a middle-aged cabana boy, call me. Call me.
A middle-aged cabana boy.
I do sit-ups. I look.
How the fuck you doing?
You can do
my whole point is just because you're gay doesn't mean that you're open season. Even if you're at the club, walking around with your ass out like Prince.
Can I help you?
You're still not. That's not okay.
I went to a gay friend of mine's Christmas party, and I walk into when you walk into his apartment, you walk into a little hallway and make the immediate left and it goes into the kitchen. And I'm standing there in the kitchen, and there's a woman in front of me that I don't know, and she's flashing a room full of me. And that's when my buddy walks around the corner and goes, "Hey, Kurt, he's straight." And I got smacked like it was my fucking fault.
Yeah.
Like I just fucking walked in the door. I didn't tell you to show me your tits.
Yeah, like what happens when we give you cracking?
We moved into the apartment downstairs. We lived in the same house for a year and a half.
Your head would explode in
Now
that.
I swear to God.
What you just described is a normal Tuesday night at Schooner.
I always lock the door.
Every Tuesday there's a Christmas party.
But
So Pincher the Predator now.
Hey, Will,
Yeah.
can you find out that your next flight closest to Central New Jersey? Because I might need help hiding somebody's body.
but anyway,
Don't give me that
Don't
look.
talk about murder on the internet.
I'm not talking about murder.
Go watch it.
Wow.
Not how you tinfoil hat wearing
I'll
fuck.
meet you for a bit because I really want to say something. Sorry. But the thing is, she's mad at me now. But the thing is, the cabinet are obligated to stand up for the prime minister, to stand up for the prime minister and toe the party line, and basically agree with everything that he says. And this was him lying about knowing about Pincher was the last straw for them, and that's why Rishi Sunak and Savage Javid resigned. Okay. I've unmuted you now, Signies.
I unmuted myself.
So if they
motherfucker.
knew, so if they knew that,
I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, bitch!
so let me ask you a question. If they've known that Pincher has been a predator for years, why the F is he in office? How's it going, Jeff? Why is he in office? How is this even allowed?
That is one of the questions that was put to him at the committee inquiry. That,
I saw that.
yeah,
Oh, that was they grilled him.
they did.
Well
yeah.
done. Well done.
Well done. Well, then, if he's well done, then we have to ask him politely yet firmly to leave.
Yeah. We've got Jeff now as well, and come in, Jeff, if you want.
Yeah, please.
We haven't even scratched the surface.
I love when Jeff comes into streams. I love hanging with him.
You know, who knew that Chris Pincher would be the downfall of Teflon Boris?
Yeah, but well, exactly. I think it's so, and so Rishi. I'm struggling with names. Rishi Sunak and I just said his name just now.
Sajid.
Savage Javid
Yeah.
resigning. They resigned within minutes of each other. So they must
That
have
was
planned.
shocking.
They must have planned it together that they were going to do that, and that started the floodgates. All MPs started walking out en masse after that. And I think
I fell asleep. I actually have the LBC app, Jeff, on my brand new iPhone, which I still haven't figured out. But I fell asleep to James O'Brien this morning.
Lovely.
I didn't see his monologue either, I'm afraid.
It's back. I'm grabbing my cigarettes because I just realized I'm next to my side of the bed.
Jeff is saying that he's out at the moment. Just got back from the cricket. England got thrashed by India. Okay.
Oh, I
Cool.
bet it's on TV right now.
So I think it was a total of 59 MPs resigned.
Do you know what's so funny? It was 51 last time I checked.
So should
When
we be live watching like how many resign? Like, are there going to be more? Are we expecting more resignations?
Well, no,
but,
because
like, Yesterday, I started off when there was like 2 or 3 and watched it all the way. I didn't go to bed until 4 something this morning.
I spent hours staring at the front door of number 10,
Yes.
waiting,
Same.
waiting for Blowjob Johnson to.
Come on, Mike. Are you trying to get me killed?
Hey, shout out to Kay Burley and Beth Rigby. I love you both. I sat there, I smoked like 10 joints and watched the whole thing from like 11 o'clock at night, my time, until 4 o'clock in the morning. So I pulled a shift. I pulled a full shift.
This booth is fire, though. Ready made pina colada?
You're muted.
No, I'm not.
So
Not
you do
yet.
realize that eventually you get to a point where it's just less weed.
But
Well,
You
just
stop
started
getting more high. You're just getting less weed.
you know what it is?
Hi,
It's like,
sir.
I miss smoking cigarettes. I would
Mm.
compulsively smoke cigarettes, and I haven't smoked a cigarette in almost 5 years. So I think I'm compensating with joints.
You have an oral fetish.
Yeah, because I just
Listen,
sit there. And
the married iguanas are better for you. It doesn't matter. The married iguanas are slightly better.
Hmm.
A little,
A little pricier.
But
Way
Well,
break-
probably about the
a little
they're about the
pricier.
same
But where
in
the fuck are you
California.
buying? It's a
well, no,
little
because
pricier.
because pot's legal, it's actually driven the price way down.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
You could get
It's
an
not
ounce
like
of
that in New
like-
Jersey. Are you
Yeah.
kidding? In New Jersey, it's like $600 an ounce for fucking dispensary weed. I
30
refuse. I would rather buy off the fucking street still.
Drive to Michigan and get it for $50.
Yeah, it's
I
like
get
30
8
bucks
for
here in
25.
California. So
Well,
my
oh,
my
yeah,
question
yeah.
is, who is in charge of the government right now? Like, if there was a war to break out, who's gonna walk out and pull the Churchill with a cigar in their hand?
Well, I mean,
Clinton.
sorry, go on.
Do I need to open my bottle for the answer to that question?
But technically, it's Boris Johnson for the next
Here we go again.
couple of months for the next 2-3 months until they find a new leader to replace him, unless the 22 committee can change the rules or something so that they can get him out now. And
Now,
put
what
a
do we think the
caretaker-
odds are of the 1922 committee actually doing that?
Yeah,
Nerdy said it the best. You know, this morning, right before
Motherfucker.
Boris Johnson walked out,
Yeah.
Theresa May was giving a speech, and it was ha 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 fuck you. But it really was. I was so happy for her. No,
Yeah.
because she walked out. Even Beth Rigby said it, like, it was hard to watch. She walked out and was like, I love my country, and literally started crying. She walked
Yeah.
away sobbing. Her husband was waiting for her at the door. Boris Johnson's like, I just did a ball of yay. I really don't care.
yeah.
Brexit, get it done. Brexit.
God, put him in a Larry the Cable Guy suit. Get her done.
What was missing from Boris's speech, do you think?
I'm gonna end up with alcohol.
Self-awareness.
he was really arrogant. I
Yeah,
just
he's completely
something,
self-aware that he had done anything wrong.
and
Yeah.
again, he brought up Brexit. Imagine literally the last person on the Titanic saying it's still floating. Like, he's still talking about Brexit. when
It's
he-
fucking Trump.
And Downing Street,
Bitching
we all
bitching
live
about how
down
big his
here.
crowd was on January 6th. He still swears there were 5 million motherfuckers there to see him speak on January 6th. Are you shitting me, you ignorant fuck?
Oh, and
With
that's
4
another thing.
grand.
That's another thing that Boris kept on bringing up in his speech, where I'm like, you didn't win, bro. He kept on saying, I won with the biggest majority since 1987 or whatever. And it's like, regardless, and this is what bothers me with people. They bring up all their accomplishments, not mentioning the giant failure. Like, you are a giant failure. Regardless of how you got there, you failed. Accept it. Get out.
Just got cigarette juice on my fucking shirt.
Like, okay, like,
I thought you were going to
Yeah.
flash us for a second.
You got 30 days.
No, ew! I would never do that. I don't want to get you banned.
and also,
I'm
as
sorry,
of
but these are not
today-
safe for work.
As of today, Theresa May was PM. Was PM longer than Boris Johnson. As of today,
Yeah.
he will eventually eclipse her in 27 days. But
Yeah. But there's no contrition.
no,
There was no apologies. No, not even an acknowledgement that he made mistakes, or that he's remotely sorry for what he's done.
he's an extremely arrogant human being, and it was strange. It was strange.
Yeah.
And they kept on saying that, like, when things like this happen, the MPs walk out, your family walks out, and Beth Rigby and Kay Burley kept on saying, "There's not that many people here." She's like, there should be way more, because they've oversaw. How many times have they been staring at that stupid door? Over the years. They even said it, like, they've been there for 30 something years. There's not that many people there.
No.
So he wasn't even well liked by his own people.
Jeff is saying also the word resign was missing, which was very telling.
He's such a sleazeball. He's such a sleaze.
I can't believe that both of our countries elected the same kind of prick at the same fucking time.
Yeah.
Darwinian MPs. Jesus fucking Christ.
In modern terms, I don't know how people think they can get away with compulsively lying like that. Like, we can check on you.
Trump did.
I could Google something in 2 seconds and find out real quick.
Trump's approval rating among Republicans was still like 80-something%, even after January 6th.
Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started on that. I'm on
either here we go. Yeah.
Perfectly happy ignoring the lies, or they don't believe that they are lies, which is the more insulting of the two conclusions.
Yes, and that's the same thing that's happening here. But you know what, though? I love loyalty. So shout out to Nadine Dorris and Jacob Smug Reese, whatever your name is. No, they went down with the ship like Vikings. I weirdly respect that. And Jacob Rees-Mogg looks like he has a bad taste in his mouth. He just has that look.
Yeah, he always looks like he swallowed a turd.
Yes, or on the verge of pinching a loaf or something.
Can we not talk about poop right now?
I can't stand Jacob Rees-Mogg. I can't. And Nadine Dorris, like, she looks like every angry principal I've ever had in my life.
Oh my God.
Who was it that said this is the first known instance of the ship leaving the rats?
That was Keir Starmer.
That was fucking awesome.
Well, the two big rats left, and then all the other rats were like, "Oh crap, we should get out of here."
So funny. Just the boat left the rats.
And Godless Gummer says it was a poor me speech, accusing his own MPs of herd mentality.
Yep.
Yeah, but I bet if they were in his favor, it wouldn't be a fucking problem. So he can shut the fuck up.
That's how
okay,
he
again,
was for as long as he did.
I'm drunk. I don't need to I'm too drunk for his shit.
Yeah.
I just don't get it how, again, and I know saying man up is antiquated, but I'm old. Man up. You lost. I'm like, hey, I lost. I'm not going to blame other people. I'm not going to sit there and say, well, these guys over there, like, nah, bro, you lost.
You know what you say? Take it from fucking Zombieland. Nut up or shut up.
Crabs in a barrel. It's just crabs in a barrel, and it's sad. Like I throw this word around a lot, but he's a sociopath. Boris Johnson is a real life sociopath.
Yeah, he's just like fucking Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
Jacob Rees-Mogg, the honourable member from the 1900s.
I love saying that.
Can I just point out we've got 11 people viewing, which I think is a new record for us.
Awesome.
I love that.
That's pretty cool. And Godless Gummer says, I don't respect Rees-Mogg or Doris. They're only hanging on in there because they know other PM is going to have those fuckwits in their cabinet. Yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. Yeah, that's exactly it. They know that the writing's on the wall. They know that when Boris goes, they go.
Oh, and that's why Nadine Dorris went down with the ship, because she knows that no one's gonna hire her not for dog catcher at this point.
But I think that the backbenchers, and we'll find a way of getting rid of him before October, before they elect a new leader. They'll get rid of him somehow, even if they have to drag him, kicking and screaming.
I'm afraid for the optimism though, because it's like I feel like they're going to be about to get rid of him, and then something else is going to pop off, and it'll be a whole big ass smoke screen.
No, he admitted defeat today, regardless of the language or not. He will peacefully exchange power.
Well, he's also in a position where the thing that could possibly take until October could possibly last until March, and at that point, maybe it'll last until September, and then, that's a very real position that they've put him in. Where, well, sure, he's said that, and he's gone. He's effectively gone, but we got to wait until, I don't know, his lease is up on 10, and then it's going to go month to month after that. So it might be a while yet.
So if he goes, do you guys have the right to riot and tear down statues again?
No, isn't it still illegal to protest, let alone riot?
Because even for all the insanity here in America, like, we still have the right to protest here. Like, even if those weirdos who dress like they're in a IKEA, what are those guys called? Nation First or whatever?
Yeah.
Which basically is Britain First. If they pull a permit, they have the right to walk around and act like idiots. That's America,
Yeah. Oh, we can protest, but we've got to be quiet about it.
How? I don't know how you can protest quietly.
We've got to keep a stiff
I thought
upper
you
lip.
needed a permit.
We need permission from the police as well now.
Can I get a permit to riot, sir?
Yeah, well, technically, depending on where you are in the United States, you need a permit, depending on how big your crowd is expected to be. And if you don't have a permit, then I don't know what they do. They don't show up. I think it gets.
And I always paint this picture like, oh, here in LA, you have the right to protest, but we still get beat up by the cops. So it's not all rainbows and blowjobs. I'm not saying that it's like that it's all paradise here in America, because we all know it's not. But you have the right to still go on the corner and scream, "The end is nigh."
Sorry, guys, I had to flush my cigarette butt because this ashtray is not working for me.
Well, remember that LA is still the place where Rodney King got his ass beat because he deserved it, apparently.
One day I'll tell you a story about that. When I really do get canceled for real off stream, I'll tell you a story about that.
I don't think they'll ever cancel you. Will. Anyway,
you'll be fine.
But Nadeem Zahawi, he really pissed me off.
Good. We good? We even now?
Okay, was that the guy who was the education secretary?
Yeah, he basically bullied his way into the role of chancellor, and then he turned to Boris and told him to fuck off. Yeah, okay. Thanks for giving me the job as a chancellor of the Exchequer. Now you can go. You can.
So am I wrong, or is 30? Because they said he was there for 36 hours or 38. Is that not like a world record for the shortest?
It's almost as short as Britney Spears' first marriage.
And
actually, it's shorter.
Michael Gove went in to tell Boris Johnson to pack his bags, and he got sacked.
Okay, this is actually kind of sad. I have a soft spot for the cokehead, even though he was headliner as well. I have a soft spot for Govey McCokehead, because out of he was like his real stoner buddy. They were probably doing a line 30 minutes before he fired him.
Yeah. It was dandruff.
And everybody resigned except for Govey Gove got fired.
Yeah,
so sad.
Yeah, I mean, how can, when everyone else is resigning, trust Michael Gove to be the one who gets fired?
I'm embarrassed for Michael Gove. I am
special.
But and now he will never. I guarantee you, he will never be prime minister. Michael Gove will not be prime minister now.
Do you think Boris Johnson did that on purpose?
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's there's nothing
He's like-
remotely. Nothing about that isn't passive aggressive as fuck.
Yeah.
No, that's I hate you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
And,
hate you.
I am scratching your eyes out, you hussy.
and Godless Gummer is absolutely right. Gove is now the only politician to be sacked by 3 prime ministers. He was sacked by David Cameron. He was sacked by Theresa May. Now he's been sacked by Boris Johnson.
Okay, that
So-
deserves cake. That deserves a
Yeah.
puppy streamers cake.
I
some
guarantee-
Ice cream cake.
I guarantee you, he would never be prime minister, and it's highly unlikely that
Right, I'm
he'll-
back
he'll-
negotiating some procuring of things.
he'll
Yeah,
ever-
that's
hilarious.
I guarantee you, he'll never be prime minister, and it's highly unlikely that he'll ever get a cabinet job ever again. Michael Gove is finished.
Oh, and that reminds me, Liz Truss was out of the country and she cut her trip short to come back. Could she potentially be the next PM?
Well, she hasn't put her hat in the ring yet, but she's probably waiting to come until she gets back to the country.
She looks like a real life Muppet, like an
What the
actual
fuck?
real, like if Muppets were real.
Yeah, like,
But Suella Braverman, the Brexiteer backing Attorney General, she publicly put her hat in the ring, saying that she would like to go for the top job. She said that publicly on I think it was on the Peston show on ITV. So she's going for the prime minister job.
Oh, wow.
But I don't think she'll get it. I don't think she will. I don't think she's popular enough in the Conservative Party. I don't think she'll get it.
Could Richie Sunak be the next PM?
No, and I don't think he will, because
Found the video, right?
Now you are.
There's a saying in Parliament: the man who wields the knife will never wear the crown.
Mm-hmm.
And because he and so because
it's a
he
weird thing
wielded
for
the knife.
Parliament to say.
Well, I heard, because the reason I asked that question
Mixed
is
metaphor,
because
isn't it?
Jacob Rees-Mogg was trashing Richie Sunak, and I was like, "Ooh, he hates him." I was like, "Ooh, that's a hatred."
And Godless Gum is saying Steve Baker appeared to put his hat in the ring as well. God help us if it's Baker.
Uh-huh.
He's the self-proclaimed hard man of Brexit. He's even more right-wing than Boris. And I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he doesn't quite believe in climate change. But I could be wrong about that.
How do you
know.
not quite
Yeah.
believe in climate change? Is that like being agnostic on proven science?
What you guys need is a Supreme Court that decides what science is true or not.
Don't even get me started on the fucking Supreme Court. They've done nothing but piss me off for the last week.
Oh, that's like all the young Earth creationists that moved to the Grand Canyon area. Hovind's son has tours where they take people to the Grand Canyon and show them why the Earth is 10,000 years old.
Oh my
Where in the
god.
Grand Canyon you can
I can't
see
believe
the
people are still that stupid.
millions of you. Even in my hometown, like I live in
The
a
Grand
giant
Canyon
valley.
is evidence that the Earth is older than 10,000 years old. There's no way that formed in only 10,000 years.
Well, where
With
I
all
live,
that
you can
erosion?
see where I live, you can see where the glaciers form the valleys and everything. Like, and I
Where I live, you can see where the glaciers just wiped every fucking feature off the earth.
We get it, Art. You're from the Midwest.
Yeah, it's flat as fuck right here.
I actually live in the northern part of New Jersey. I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Delaware Water Gap. I think a glacier moves through there. But I actually had the privilege of seeing this cave. It's like one of the coldest places on Earth. Even when it's hot as balls out, this cave is like colder than a fucking freezer, and you can feel the air
that's
fucking blowing
beautiful.
out.
It's tourist made snack.
to change the subject,
Yeah.
with everything that's going on right now in the UK, why are we stuck on the PM? Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like the country's falling apart, just like America. Everything is happening at once.
Yeah.
And the
What do you think
leader, the wheels are literally falling off the wagon. Literally.
Don't you have yours?
It's
So
as
that's
if
why I
the
keep
English,
asking
it's as
the
if the English know better than to blame the leader of the country for shit like inflation and fucking gas prices.
No, but that's why I keep on asking that question. Like, what happens if something really bad happens? Who is going to take responsibility for it? Like, for as broken as my local government and everything else is, I know who to call if I need results. I know that if I call and say, hey, this road is crap, pave it, they'll do it.
Yeah.
You know, because we have a functioning government around here.
But this is
Do we
the thing.
though?
This
I'm
is
talking about local.
Oh, okay.
But-
Yeah, our local government here in good old Hightstown, New Jersey is shit.
But this is the thing. This is why another reason why I think the shit hit the fan for Boris Johnson, because his fellow MPs were fed up with all the news being about him, and they said, you know, they were fed up with Boris Johnson being a distraction, from distracting from the, you know, and distracting them from getting on with the business of government, and so, you know, they felt that they needed to get him out of the way and elect a competent leader to take his place, so that they could get on with the things that they really want to be getting on with, like, you know, dealing with the cost of living crisis. And,
Rwanda.
Rwanda, oh God.
Ireland,
Yeah.
Scotland,
the Northern Ireland Protocol and things like this. But apparently,
Party.
Tom Tugendhat has also put his hat in the ring. And
legendary name. I love his name already.
He's a bit of an outsider. He's not very well known at the moment, but he has been making a name for himself because he's been heading up these inquiry committees that have been, you know, who have been grilling these certain.
I know who you're talking about. I actually know who you're talking about.
He's the member of Parliament for Tunbridge and Tunbridge Wells, I think, if my memory serves, and which is quite near where I was brought up, actually. And my money is actually on him. Because he's very intelligent, he's very articulate, he's very well, you know, he's quite popular in the Conservative Party, and he's more moderate than Boris Johnson and his cabinet members.
My alcohol's in the other room.
So, and he's well liked within the party, and so I think he's an outsider at the moment, but
Yo, don't fucking give me my alcohol.
I think he'll come through. So you heard it here first. Yeah, Mike's prediction: Tom Tugendhat to replace Boris Johnson. There you go.
So if he becomes PM, we have to have a live stream, the I told you so live stream.
On the sofa, I told you so special. I am so down.
I was written. I was wrong stream.
Yeah. Well, see, the problem with backing a politician is, like, right now in my town, the cops have asked people to stop punching people who are wearing MAGA hats. The problem is people are transferring their hatred to the MAGA heads, and they're just idiots.
Yeah.
You know, unless they're trying to harm you, I say leave them alone. But people,
You got to admit though,
I am not a stripper. Do not throw singles at me.
if you're still wearing that fucking hat this long after the loss,
yeah.
and I live in
maybe
a really,
not a punch, but certainly a smack in the back of the neck.
If somebody's
Hey,
still
what
wearing a MAGA hat this long afterward, it's time to reevaluate them for a 72-hour hold.
That's
And
a person
even
that
the-
wears a
even-
condom twice.
But I think
even the cops said, like, where I live, the cops were even like, hey man, this is a really conservative area. So they're shocked that the MAGA heads are getting beat up.
I think at the very least, someone still wearing a MAGA hat, at the very least, deserves to be pointed at and laughed.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I told you guys the story of when I lived in Philly and I was walking somewhere with fucking he who must not be named. Fuck him, he needs to go die. And
Well, you were sucking his dick like a month ago.
no, I wasn't. Anyway, we were walking through Philly and we saw this guy lugging a trash can on wheels and he was wearing a MAGA hat.
Oh.
And Josh says to him, "Hey buddy, you forgot a piece of trash. It's on your head."
Ah!
I think we should be kind to people who are mentally ill. If you're still wearing a MAGA hat, there's something seriously wrong with you.
Well, if
I
you're
didn't know-
drooling or have a limp, maybe I'm willing to be empathetic, but no.
You love me.
I have a very strict no stupid policy. I have no threshold at which stupid becomes okay for me.
And that's why, like, I live in a
Especially
really
my own, by the
conservative.
way.
I live in a really conservative area, and most people will tell you they hate Trump around here. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't happen around me. Like I said, Pence. I assume Pence moved back in Indiana, but I don't think anybody knows where.
If the South ever leaves the U.S., they should be called MAGA Stan.
see, that's it. That's not a good sign because George Bush drives his truck around Texas like
Yeah.
a normal human being. You know,
Yeah,
Of course,
but
he's got Secret Service behind him, but still,
but
you know.
4 years forgetting how stupid that motherfucker was for 8.
You know, and that's one thing that Boris Johnson is doing is that Boris Johnson is so terrible that he's
Just see how much of the follow-up
everyone's
process
forgetting
is
about all the
great.
problems that are going on right now. They're focusing on how terrible Boris Johnson is while the country is completely going down the tubes.
Mm.
That is the power of Boris Johnson's stupidity and the circus that is Boris Johnson.
We're not
Yeah.
talking United States.
Because
Hey,
you know what? I would be more mad if I couldn't afford my like it's hot right now. It's 90 something degrees. I have the air conditioner on. I would be pissed if I couldn't afford my air conditioning bill. I wouldn't care who was president.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
But anyway, I think we need to move on from this story.
Yeah.
We've been talking
Leave my
about it
friend
for almost an hour, but there's just so much to talk about. But we've got 3 stories from the States that Cyanese put in the on the list.
there's also the fact that James Caan died, y'all.
Yes,
Ugh.
James Caan. We'll talk about him briefly first. Well, what was your favorite James Caan movie?
Elf.
Elf.
My favorite movie that he was in, but it's my least
I've
favorite
never
character.
seen The
I
Godfather.
thought he was so
Ah,
miscast in that fucking movie.
Played Sonny in Godfather.
Yeah, Godfather.
God-
Yeah, that's a
Godfather.
way better.
The guy,
casting,
the
way
brother
better
got shot up
performance.
at the toll booth.
They know
Yeah.
that. I didn't know that until
Yeah,
you showed me.
she's the one that hasn't seen it. We all
Yeah.
know.
But
And if you guys have not seen the show Las Vegas, he played the boss in Las Vegas as well.
Italian. Fuck
Yeah.
loser.
I just thought he was really miscast in Elf.
I'm not
Yeah.
It was
Italian.
really
I've
awkward
never
for me
seen
to
The
watch
Godfather.
those parts of the
The
movie.
Godfather.
Yeah, he's not Italian if you haven't seen Godfather.
That's
I'm
like
telling
me and Ray
Yeah.
Liotta. Anytime I saw any like Ray Liotta not playing a gangster, it was like he still was kind of gangster.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Rick
Because-
Liotta. Dude, yo, he's
He's
dude,
that too.
But
I know
but
he
even
died. They all
without-
died. They died from
Even
cancer.
without him being in an Italian movie, he just comes
They're
across.
doing drugs and shit,
Yeah,
man. They get
exactly.
party. They like to party.
I'll be right back. I have to leave and pop back in because I got
No,
to
you don't.
cancel.
No, she don't have to hop
No,
back
I'm
in.
serious. The fucking audio got fucked up. Hang on.
Oh, dude.
Okay, but Godless Gummer says The Godfather, but he was great in The Godfather, but unfortunately his career went a bit off the rails in the 70s and 80s because of drink and drugs. But then he started to make a real comeback in the 90s. And apart from The Godfather, I think my favorite film of his is Misery.
Oh, I forgot.
I love
That's
about
probably
that.
the
I
best.
thought he was great in
You're
that.
talking about the actual director.
No,
That
we're
is a
talking
good
about
movie.
the movies he was in Misery with Kathy Bates.
Yeah, but the thing
Kathy
is,
Bates is
but
the
the
crazy
thing is-
bitch.
Yeah.
I think you
Oh,
win, Mike.
oh,
That's
Misery
probably
when he
my
broke
favorite.
his legs and shit.
Yes.
Yeah, that shit was hilarious. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
still
sorry.
have nightmares about that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's the reason
Dude,
I
if
don't.
I get caught up in the
They-
ice
Kathy
storm and
Bates-
some crazy bitch fucking
they-
house me and shit and
Kathy
breaks
Bates-
my fucking legs, I know there's a problem.
Kathy Bates got
They were both
Oscar
great in
for
that
that, didn't
film.
Dude,
think
she
she
broke
did,
with a sledgehammer in a fucking 4x4, bro.
Kathy Bates.
Oh,
If you ever get an opportunity, Kathy Bates did an HBO series about running a dispensary in, I think it was California. But she
I
smoked
could see
a
Kathy.
lot of
Johnny
weed in that
Johnny
show.
Depp, like,
All right.
do you know
Definitely
who's a crazy
shit-
pothead is Jim Belushi.
he was running
He
a
was
pot
a
thing
shot.
out of one of his he's
he
running a pot
really?
dispensary out of one of his little bodegas that he owned.
I didn't know that.
That's why they're trying to lock him up.
Oh, fun.
Yeah,
That's
so
when, like, oh, we saw all these bags of weed and and during court he's like, yeah, they're weed.
you know
but
what,
don't-
Mike? It's way
I'm not
more.
crazy. It's not fucking
It's more
crazy.
exciting.
Crazy.
I'm not
It's
crazy.
more exciting when we trash your country because I know my country's a big tire fire right now.
Yeah.
I know.
Wait a minute. Let's ask them. Am I crazy? He says I'm crazy.
You're not any more or less than any of us.
Yeah.
Any more, any less than they are. That's bad. Not playing. I don't
Not
want to fuck with you.
You know, I never saw Disjointed. I watched Weeds, but I never saw Disjointed.
I haven't seen it either. I think,
Disjointed?
That's
It's-
something
it's-
new to
it's-
watch.
That's
really
neat.
fucking
No, I
funny.
never seen that show.
Oh my god, something Matt hasn't seen.
It wasn't popular because it was an early show about weed, and the idea of watching it sounded stupid no matter who was in it. But it was really
Yeah, that's the
fucking
thing.
fun
That's the
show.
thing about nowadays is like if it's not like it doesn't like acclaim or appeal to the people of now, it doesn't run.
It's got a real serious
It's
sample.
got a tank. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, R.I.P.
With the
James
cops.
Caan. He'll be missed. He'll be missed.
I'm
But his
high.
legacy.
Drunk as fuck.
You're not that drunk yet,
Yeah, he talks to your fellas. Yo, listen to that guy. What's his name?
Mike.
Yeah, Mike. I can't get that. I can't. So that so fuck. I can't even see that shit because I'm so high right now.
No, you're not even high. We don't even have
Dude,
any.
I smoked weed earlier and I drank.
You had weed? When did we have weed?
In the
You guys at
morning.
work? Why are you
Smoke that
wearing-
shit before you got
Yeah.
up.
Why are you wearing matching outfits?
Oh
But he-
my god. He did not just say that shit.
What the fuck?
No, it's just a shirt that say color. This is my shirt that she got on.
Your shirt. Yeah.
But,
Just asking a
I
question,
don't
man. I
want
don't
you
care
to
who
put
it
on
is.
that little fucking tank top. You
Yo,
look like
she's
Taylor
going
I
Swift.
don't care if it's a
She was
fucking
going on
rebel.
a tank top, a spaghetti strap tank top
oh,
to the liquor store, to the bar, hanging out with my friends. I'm like, yo, we look like we was straight from the trailer park. It's not funny.
It's a little funny.
It's not fucking hilarious. Yo, we look like we was straight from the trailer park. You know what I mean? Like we
I
straight
do-
out of the trailer park and we're here to party. You know?
I
You
mean,
were-
but are we not here to party?
No, we're always here to party, but we're not from the trailer park. Come on now. Yo, and she got cut off sleeves. Come on, look at this, fellas. Look at these cut off sleeves.
Yo,
What's wrong with
That
cut
shit
off
looks so
sleeves?
redneck. That shit looks so redneck and hillbilly. That's not even a, oh my God.
you're a bully. Leave me alone.
I live in the trailer park,
oh,
man.
dear.
He's
It's,
got
it's gone off
I
the
live
rails
in
a bit.
Park. You look like the girls from the trailer park.
Shut up.
better than the man.
Anywho, Do you want to talk us through this, Signese? The U.S.
All right,
Supreme
So
Court.
where
Y'all talk.
Yeah, go away with yourself.
The U.S. Supreme Court is turning the Constitution into a what?
Into a suicide pact. Into a suicide pact.
Well, what they're gonna do is break it
Yeah, this
down
calling
to
George mad out here,
bring it
bro.
back to states' rights, where each state has the right to be a complete idiot or not.
Yeah, there's so much disguising of the overturning of Roe v. Wade as Matthew. There's so much disguising of the overturning of Roe v. Wade as giving power back to the states. We all know that's not what this is about.
Well,
They're turning the Constitution into fucking toilet paper.
the thing that happened that almost nobody is talking about is the thing that made Roe v. Wade, that made the decision go that way in the first place, was the expectation of privacy that citizens should have from the government, which we no longer have.
No, the fuck do not.
It's not
Oh, and also,
There is
why-
no right to privacy in the United States right now.
while all this is going on, also,
No. I'm gonna tell you this whole Roe versus Wade is certain states are very religious. They don't want to support the abomination of a child, so they're fighting against it. The thing is, the federal government doesn't want to fight with the states no more, so they gave it the decision up to the states to decide if they want to have abortion or not.
Yes, that's what the religious
That's it.
wackos on the court want.
And the thing is, if there's women that want abortion, they can move to a certain state and
It
get
is
an
not always that
abortion.
simple, Matthew.
So
I know
you can afford to move.
so
They know it's not that.
when
That's
the
why they need to vote
population,
through.
when the population of California is the majority of the United States of America, can we finally get the vote? Because where I live, we should have way more representation because of our population.
Well, I got an issue with her because I don't support abortion. I only support abortion on certain circumstances, like if a girl's raped or she's it's incest or or health
Any
problem.
other time, it's none of your business.
Yes, but the
I
thing
don't
is,
have
if
a- I
you
want to
open up
tell
the
you-
leg and have sex with a man and let that man come in her, then guess what? She has, she made the decision for that to happen.
I don't have a uterus, so I don't have an opinion.
Yeah, but you have a
Hey, I
dick.
grow a
Come
uterus.
in, girl.
I have
Matthew,
given up the sound
Because
and
these
I have
niggas,
paid for abortion.
their pull-out
Can
game
we
is
not
weak.
use that word, please?
All right, it's called a condom, contraceptive, anything they can use to not have babies. But the thing is, they don't want it. They don't
It's
want it.
not always that.
No, yeah, it is that simple. You go to any store and buy a condom.
Isn't Clarence Thomas talking about banning contraceptives as well?
Yes, that's the next fucking
That's-
And
step.
that's another thing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's fucked up. Because the thing is, they don't want us to have fucking sex because they're fucking religious nuts.
Right, which is why they took away the fucking right to abortion.
Exactly.
I'm not against the right to abortion because I'm
That's
religious.
said why you
The thing
don't,
is-
why you do and don't. We get it.
No, dude. I agree on certain circumstances when women get an abortions
Right.
for health
We
reasons.
heard you
they get
say
raped, it's incest. Yes,
It's
but
just
if they're
the other
willing to
times
open
that
up
it
their
doesn't have
leg
anything to do with you
and
that
have
you
a
fucking
dude come
pay
inside
attention
them,
to your
and the thing is, it's also up to the dude. And the thing is, the law puts up for the full extent in America, because the men have to pay child support, and they take that shit right out their check.
Wow.
You don't understand what I'm saying? So it's it's bad on both parts for men and women. The thing is, if we don't want to have children, we don't want to have children. The
Eliminate
thing
as
is,
many of those fucking situations as possible and allow the women to have the abortion that should legally.
yeah, but they have to be more
They
responsible.
don't have to be anything. It's not up to your opinion to decide what they have
No,
to
it's not up to my decision, but
You have to live with the woman that you're married to and not anybody else.
They should use at least
You
condoms.
have to have relationships with the people that I say you can have relationships with.
Exactly. Like I said earlier, I do not have a vagina, therefore I do not have an opinion.
Thank you.
And it's not that I'm not allowed to have one, but I'm not on that team, so I can't say what goes on in that clubhouse.
Thank you.
Don't get to decide because it doesn't have a damn thing to do with us.
Nope.
No uterus, no
But see, that's
opinion.
the thing about living in the world of opinion is that we think we can have an opinion on everything, and there's a lot of things that I don't know about, so I try not to have an opinion based on stereotypes. Like, I had never been to Missouri, and I heard a lot of terrible things about it, and I
Let me
actually had a good time.
Yeah, it's possible.
had a really
There are
good
things you
time.
don't do.
Say you get girl pregnant, right? And you want the child to live, but the girl wants to get an abortion. What do you do then?
It's not my say.
There's nothing. It's no longer
It's
your
not my
decision.
say. It's not my body. Let somebody try to tell me to do something about my body. Find out how fast we're gonna get into a fist fight. Try to force something on me.
Imagine if somebody was trying to force you to get a
He's a liberal fascist.
That's completely oxymoronic.
Just mandate vasectomies. That way we don't have anything to worry about. And then men can opt in to having children.
But this is why it's such a hotbed issue in this country, because like
I just cut off a bitch clitoris. I cut off a dude's nuts.
At least it makes sense.
Americans,
Get the fuck out of
here.
Oh, Josh.
Let's not do that. What? What about what?
Vasectomy, not neutered.
What did you say?
I just think as American,
No, I heard something. You know what? Message it to me later, because I know you said something, but I don't want a problem.
like I said, Mike. Like I said, America's a
if
tire
a woman
fire.
wants to be with you, you don't have a choice.
I mean, I kind of understand what you're saying. Like, there should be a mutual discussion, committed relationship. Like, I can understand that point of view.
It takes two people to make a baby.
But at the same time, it's like the woman's the one that has to go through the 9 months.
No, I know all that. 9 months.
My favorite comedian.
And the woman goes through more. And there's cases like mine where I would have
you have a health issue. That's something different. You're bringing something up that you don't have to bring the
hold on to because we should move on from this, because this is a fist fight subject.
Yes.
But to quote my favorite comedian, Kate Smurthwaite, who follows me on Twitter, I love her. If you want an opinion, grow a uterus.
Yeah.
That's all I can say. Like when
it's called a man pussy, not playing.
I could never lecture you on your neighborhood or where you're from, because I'm not from there. If someone came and lectured me about where I'm from, I'd laugh in their face. And I live in LA, so it happens all the time. Matter of fact, to bring it back to the UK, Peter Hitchens recently said that marijuana psychosis is real and that you become violent off of marijuana. And he got all his information off of people from California. And I'm like, what part of California are legalizing marijuana has actually driven the crime rate down in a lot of ways. So you're not getting shot over drugs.
The drug cartels selling weed to fucking people laced with shit, and they're killing people with that stuff.
Yeah, but then that's also being used as propaganda against legalization.
Yeah, exactly. So you got to be careful who you hear your information from.
It didn't start in the fucking 50s.
I'm just going to read this from Nerdy Road, and then we'll move on from this discussion, because otherwise we're going to be
Nerdy Road.
Fight. This is already. Artemis is ready to fight.
Yeah.
Anyway, Marjorie Taylor Greene opened her mouth again.
Hang on, let me just read this. Say you have arthritis and you want to have arthritis medicine for the pain, but that medicine could also be used for abortions. Oh, wait, they're already trying to stop methotrexate. So there's lots of there's lots of things we could talk about on this issue, but let's move on.
Marjorie Taylor Greene opened her fucking mouth again.
Okay.
So
what did she do?
I didn't get a chance to really read the article because I didn't know we were reformatting things so that the article wouldn't be up on the screen.
Okay, so I'll bring it up on the...
I mean, you don't have to. I don't care. But basically, Marjorie Taylor Greene, her new inane non-logic is that all those shootings on July 4th were basically like to try to convince Republicans to back gun control. So, here we go again with fucking conspiracies from that nut job.
Okay, so I think that when the camera's not on, she has a bottle of Elmer's glue and she's sniffing it. I think she sniffs glue. She's old school.
Why
crazy.
glue specifically?
I think she has 10-sided die. 5 of them. She's got 5 10-sided die.
So what?
And
like
each side has a trigger word for her face. Or she's immigration, wall, Trump, just whatever. And then she throws out the die. And whatever comes up, that's what she fucking tweets.
You know what?
Then
You know what?
That would fucking matter because she's not going to respond to anybody.
Like those,
No matter how
stupid
fucking crazy it is because it's turned on the people she wanted to turn on. It's just throwing out some fucking bullshit just to see how electric the stupids get.
And they get pretty fucking electric for it too, because there are people dumber than she is who voted for her.
Twice.
She's the kind of person that would piss on an electric fence.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be even more dangerous for her as a woman, unless she got one of them shiwi Johns.
Split it right at like a saddle.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I guess because I'm not from Georgia, I don't understand how someone like that could rise that high.
It's the Sarah Palin effect. It's the exact same fucking thing. Look at the district. Look at the state that Sarah Palin's from. Sarah Palin's from a state with 80% men. When she was elected governor, not hard on the eyes.
Yeah. Sarah Palin's was hot. She was hot until she opened her mouth.
She could pass for maybe a little. She might
right now she's Skeletor with fucking
No, but 30 years ago, if you see the pictures of her back in the day, she was extremely, extremely good looking.
Until she opened her mouth.
Exactly.
There's a lot of people like that. Men and women alike.
But Marjorie Taylor, so she comes from a district of a bunch of knuckle-dragging hillbillies who believe in conspiracy theories, or am I wrong or am I wrong? Am I right?
I think she and her husband are the richest people in the county.
Oh.
And they're worth like $8 million.
But you know, in California, that would get you an apartment.
Yeah, it's probably more than that, but it
I know.
much. It's North Georgia's rich. It's not fuck you money. It's fuck money.
I actually know someone who married a young woman who literally came from like plantation money. She's a multi-millionaire. Like,
geez, how many more multis do we need to accurately describe it?
No, because they're like, I live around rich people. I see Teslas all the time. My neighbor has a Ferrari. Then you go to a place like I've been to Connecticut. Those people are like old money rich. Upstate New York.
And shit.
Yeah.
See, we're in New Jersey.
No, we're in New Jersey. Most of the richest people in the United States live in New Jersey.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, so there's a difference between like having flash. I always say that when someone is flashing, I'm like, oh, they're not that rich. They are not you're rich, but you're not that rich.
Yeah, if people know your name,
they're credit rich.
You're not the rich fuckers that we're talking about when we say 1%. You're not a 1%er if you know your name.
I know somebody who lives near Oprah in the same neighborhood. Okay.
Oh, I landscaped a lake cottage. She has a lake cottage right up the road. I landscaped a house.
Really?
3 or 4 doors down from her.
The person I know.
I live in New Jersey. I used to work for Westminster Township, and we used to do these homes but they were like high class homes, and there's a lot of NBA basketball players for the state of New Jersey and New York that live in those homes.
It's like that here too. It's like that,
and they're all fucking gated off. They're gated communities.
The one thing though, like I was gonna say, that the guy who has all that money lives next to Oprah. He drives a Prius. He tells me all the time. He's the one that convinced me to fix my truck up. He's like, if you really want to show a sign of money, own a car.
No, there's this dude named Randy Pinkett.
He was like outright own a car. Like,
I'm gonna tell you this right now. There's a dude named Randy Pinkett. He graduated from Hightstown High School, same high school that we graduated from. Well, she didn't, but I did. But the thing is, he was on what was that Trump show that he had?
The Apprentice.
The Apprentice. He was on The Apprentice. The thing is, when he came in and he talked to us, he's like, you know what? You're going to create a lot of businesses, and a lot of them are going to fail, but you're going to create that one business that's actually going to do more for you than any other businesses you ever had, and they're going to make up for your failures and everything else.
And that's why you vote to not raise taxes on rich people.
Yeah. But
you might be one someday.
Oh my God!
No, that's the truth. That's the truth. That's all. He's not lying.
Matt, you just got trolled so hard and you don't even realize it.
No,
he's told me whatever. But no offense. He's talking the truth. Like the thing is, like a lot of people don't vote against these rich people because they think one day they're gonna be one of those rich people.
That's probably exactly why.
That's why rich people stay fucking rich. and poor people stay poor.
Thank you, Nerdy. I walk around with this pipe in public, and people tell me that they love me for it. Thank you.
I love that
I
pipe.
think
Will.
it's because I'm
I just
smoking
keep
weed out of it.
I keep expecting to see these smoky wings come out from behind you.
and the last one, Republicans.
Yes, they're planning vengeance on the January 6th committee. Don't roll your eyes back there, Matthew.
No, that doesn't matter. Republicans and Democrats, they don't give a fuck about the American people.
Anyway, so again, I didn't get the chance to really read.
They're all lobbyists.
Matthew.
What?
You're getting on my last nerve.
I'm just telling you. It doesn't matter if you're Republican or Democrat. They're all lobbyists. They're all lobbyists.
Hey, will you
okay? And we've established that, but Republicans in particular, they're looking to really,
No, Republicans want their own shit, and Democrats want their own stuff.
We're trying to discuss a news article.
All right.
Ow! Ow! I just got my ass smacked way too damn hard. So, again, I didn't get the chance to read this, but basically, they've got these big plans in place, assuming they take back any kind of majority in the midterms this year. I think they're looking to grab a bunch of records from the committee. I forget exactly what they're trying to do with it, but they're basically really trying to get back at the January 6th committee.
Oh, okay.
They're concerned about the committee, but everyone that has testified has been a Republican.
It's because of all this evidence they've got against Trump from it.
Has been a Republican.
What wieners we have become in this country. Oh, you've made me angry, so now we have to have an inquiry about the inquiry.
Yeah. It's not like anybody didn't see what happened on the 6th, and maybe as a country we should give a fuck.
Exactly.
As opposed to, well, those motherfuckers did this thing, so we're gonna fuck them.
Back in the day, we used to not care about the abuser's feelings. And nowadays, when someone's abusive, we're like, oh, how do you feel?
Yeah.
I see a lot of that happening. I see that happening. Like, I can relate that back to my personal life. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm like moved. I'm like away from Josh, and I've got the fucking neighbors all on his side telling me I beat him down and I hurt him. I'm like, excuse me? Did y'all not see me crying on my porch half the time because I got the shit beat out of me? Did y'all not see the bruises on me? But you care about how he feels?
I don't get that mentality at all in any way. Once someone was found to be guilty, we treated them a certain way. Yeah, they were treated as a criminal because they are.
Used to be rapists and child molesters died in prison.
Well, now the child molesters are in protective custody.
No, child molesters, as soon as they get anywhere near general population, they're dead.
Yeah, in California, they actually passed a law where chomos have to be in a separate pod.
Yeah.
Well,
that's a
honestly, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. We all know how I feel. If you hurt a child, you need to be subject to a state-sanctioned punishment called death by general population. You're not allowed.
No, I agree with you, but where do you stop there? Because Matt Powell and all those weirdo priests want gay people to be murdered by the government. So where's that line of like, we can stomp chomos, but we can't shoot gay people because I don't like them? Like,
I think you're getting a little into apples and oranges territory.
No, first of all, I'm talking about inmates killing those people, not the government.
Yeah, you don't put the convicted child molester in protective custody. You stick them right in Gen Pop, and you let the inmates do what the inmates will inevitably do. That has nothing to do with gay people are people. They should be treated like people. But you harm a child. Live and let live as long as you're not hurting anybody. Once you hurt somebody.
I understand what you're saying, but your example is just not great because in general,
probably not. No,
gay people in prison do all right.
Well, again,
ask Josh.
Here in California, like they separate gay people. So if you go to like county jail, they ask you, "Hey man," like they'll ask you like, "Hey, be straight. Tell me, are you straight? Are you gay?" Blah 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 blah, and they literally separate you. So you go in a pod with a bunch of gay people.
Well,
wait a minute. That's got to have a significant percentage of the gay population lining up to go to jail.
It's a
just
giant
jail.
pod. They have in Old County. They literally have their own pod. I know this because we fought for legislation because, in America you're not allowed to segregate and discriminate, but there were so many problems, and there was like 1 million court cases based on race, based on and this was just from like the gay man standpoint,
Right.
so there was 1 million other problems, not just about homosexuality. So they segregate people here in Southern California depending on what you are. So like a white guy will be with only white guys, Hispanic will only be with Hispanic.
Yeah, I think that's all federal prisons do that. I think
they do it at the county level, and they really sued because they used to have open pods, and it was fight school. It was chaos,
Well, Fight Club. First rule Fight Club is
the whole reason I'm saying this is because we pretend to be a civilized society. So I always ask that question: where's that line? Like, where is that line?
We are like a factor of 10 have more people incarcerated than any other country on the planet. Not as a percentage of the population, just a number.
No, 25% of our population is incarcerated in America. I heard some guy who was trashing America said that yesterday, and it's true.
Well, has been, not is.
In the state of California, they legalized. In the state of California, they recently didn't legalize it. They reinforced slavery because when you're arrested, you lose your 13th Amendment. And if you've ever been to jail or prison, the guards will remind you real quick in processing.
Yeah.
And
used to be pressing license plates. Now we've got them in fucking fields or in farmers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And so they tried to get rid of that in the state of California. The legislators were like, no, we need these people.
I'm even kind of okay with the prisons that do it where they farm, the inmates farm, but they use the produce to feed the inmates, and the inmates are learning a fucking skill rather than just being exploited.
We have here in California,
and they use that to lower the cost of having the inmates in the first place. And
but what do you feel about
like 3 states that do that? And
we have
that I'm okay with, I think.
We have a massive slave army of firefighters. Okay, is that okay?
Yeah. No, that's
we have a massive army of. They're not paid.
There's a really good documentary about that, and yes, those guys should be paid like every other firefighter.
It's slavery because they're earning
they're all doing it voluntarily to have a job when they get out. Every one of them does it because they love it. They're a remarkable fucking brand of human being that are willing to do what other people do for cheap, to do that for nothing, just as an opportunity to get outside the fucking gates and do a thing that's productive and learn a skill and a thing that you eventually want to actually do for a living. It's literally a pipeline for the Forest Service.
We have a massive like next to my job, like my job sits on 300 acres. Okay, so when I say my neighbors, they're a couple miles up, but there's a rehab and then there's a fire camp. And I used to go up there with my father when he was the boss, and I would tell him, like, do not walk 5 feet away from me. They're going to grab me and think I'm one of these guys. Now I went up, I took my son up there, and he's like, hey, he grabbed me. He's like, don't walk so fast. Don't walk so fast. Yeah. It is scary.
And you knew exactly what he was thinking.
I was just as young when I said the same thing. I was probably 12, but my
actually that's kind of fucking great that you literally shared the same experience.
To a free human being to see people and they live in, it's a literal camp. To me, it's slavery. It's modern day slavery, and they're fighting all of our fires here in Southern California.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. On that cheery note,
on that bombshell.
This was a great show, though.
It was.
Gave us some gold.
Yeah. For once, Matt actually decided to participate, even though he was a little, extra with himself.
Yeah, nerdy. It's scary here in Southern California. We have slave firefighters.
Oh my lord.
Anyway, thanks for all your contributions, guys. Okay. Really appreciate it, and thanks, to all the contributions from the side chats, especially Godless, Stammer, and Nerdy Road as well. So, sorry.
I said the godless sodomite.
The godless sodomite. Jesus fucking Christ. I would just like to apologize for now that he's off to go meet our friend and score some other party favors. I would just like to apologize for the out of line. He was a little much, and I'm sorry about that, guys.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, he's very devoted to his convictions. It keeps things interesting, but
he's entitled to his opinions. It just wasn't the place for him to share.
America is a very divided place right now.
Yeah.
Yes, it is,
and giving me an opportunity when I don't feel well and I'm drunk. Come on, dude, don't do that.
Yeah, I feel like none of you expected. I feel like none of you would have expected me to end up with somebody.
It was nice of you to at least point out to him that I just trolled the shit out of him. And he admitted exactly what I wanted him to.
Yes. Anyway,
Matt is his intellectual strengths lie in different areas than ours.
Yeah,
he's not an idiot, but he's got more street smart.
He's not good with the
Anyway, well, thanks to everyone watching, and until next time, good night.
Peace out.
With your clock out.
Six out for Harambe.